Electronic message boards are supposed to alert drivers of traffic conditions, weather conditions, and amber alerts. But officials are saying because of the state's delayed budget, message boards like these will remain dark for the next few months. Police are saying if someone wants to break into your home bad enough, they probably will. But in those cases, it's best to give off the illusion that you're home. Keeping your lights on, a television set, or an alarm system handy are all ways that experts say will reduce your chances of being targeted. The stylists here are provided with tools to help change the way their guests look, but they say Illinois' new law will provide them with tools to help change the way their guests feel. As you can see here, rusty signs, cracks in the walls, and just an overall lack of space are all reasons why the Effingham Police Department say they're in desperate need of a new police station. However, if everything goes to plan at the next city council meeting, they may just get their wish. After being taken out of their normal environment, the Charleston City staff donned firefighting gear and went into the flames. Fire Chief Steve Bennett says the simulation was the department's way of showing the staff just how difficult it is to do this job.
We just wanted them to come out here and show them exactly what we do, put them in our shoes so they can get the feel of what we do on a regular basis.
Daily activities like vehicle extraction, CPR,
5 miles away,
and fire dousing. Bennett says he thinks the last challenge was the most effective.
None of them have really been in close quarters like that with a bunch of smoke where you can't see and really hot. So I think they really kind of enjoyed it, and I think some of them may have gotten their eyes opened on this one.
Retired City Council members Tim Newell could agree. He says the experience was not what he expected.
Every aspect of this was very, very surprising, I guess. It's just that, oh my goodness, this is much more difficult than I would have thought.
So difficult that Newell doesn't think this could have been his original job.
I really walk away from this just thinking I was only around the edges of the real life situation. I mean, this was all simulated, and they walk into situations every day that are unknowns.
And after walking a mile in their shoes, Newell says he's developed a new respect for the men in uniform.
And I have to admire anyone that pursues this as a profession, because you have to, at all times, really be ready and know what you're going to do to help people.
For over 100 years, Oak Ridge Cemetery has been the resting place for thousands of loved ones in Effingham. However, it's most recently been the site of 4 grave robbery incidents. One of the stones belonged to the late brother and nephew of resident Kathy Clarkson, who says their stones hasn't been touched in 3 decades.
My brother was killed in a car accident 35 years ago, and then I had a nephew who passed away about 10 years ago, so we've got 2 stones out here.
Clarkson says she heard several angel ornaments were stolen from those 2 stones after speaking on the phone with her sister.
And she said everything is gone. They left the hat and they left the new flowers, but everything else is gone.
Cemetery caretaker Matt Wortman showed me a few ornaments similar to the 16 that were stolen in the past few days.
And then the legs go here, and it was sitting like this.
Okay. He says he believes these are related incidents.
I think they're all related. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's kids walking through the cemetery or driving through the cemetery.
Well, regardless of how the ornaments were stolen, both Wardman and Clarkson have a different message for those responsible.
If they could, just even bring the items back, set them in a location where they'll know we'll find them, and just leave it at that.
What comes around goes around. I believe in karma, and you do wrong, you're going to pay for it. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but sooner or later, you'll pay for your wrongs.
It's been a year and they're still not operational, and many say it's another sign that change needs to happen. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Darronté Matthews. Due to a delayed state budget, Illinois drivers traveling on Interstate 57 and 70 may have to wait until spring of 2017 before getting working electronic message boards. The original plan was to have them running this past spring. Today I spoke with truck drivers who say those electronic signs could be vital in keeping drivers informed of what's going on the road. Although constructed a year ago by the Illinois Department of Transportation, This message board's lights have still yet to come on. Now drivers who occupy the highway daily are saying it's about time the signs start working.
The sooner they're in operation, the more safer and better it is.
Randall Gano has been a truck driver for more than 35 years, and he says since the invention of highway message boards, he's noticed an improvement in road safety.
Oh, yes. Like I was saying, if it's something major and I want to avoid it, I'll pull into a truck stop and go to bed.
Officials from IDOT say 6 permanent message boards are expected to be installed in Illinois District 7 and is being funded by the state. Electronic message boards are supposed to alert drivers of traffic conditions, weather conditions, and amber alerts. But officials are saying because of the state's delayed budget, message boards like these will remain dark for the next few months. And as helpful as the signs may be, there are other drivers like Kenny Mathiasen who appreciates the signs but say there are other important factors while being on the road.
Well, they help to let you know what's going on ahead of you and stuff. But overall, missing any of them that's for a year, it's not that important because you got to pay attention to what's right in front of you more than anything else.
IDOT operations engineer Chris Smith says with any luck, the boards will be running by the spring of 2017. He says there's still work to be done on them, such as data and electrical cable splicing and minor inspections to ensure they all meet specifications. Recapping one of tonight's top stories, the University of Illinois is looking to become a safe haven for students who are in the U.S. illegally. The remains of Fidel Castro are returning to where his revolution began. President-elect Donald Trump and his VP Mike Pence traveled to Washington for their first meeting with the men they'll replace in January. Diane Gallagher has more from the White House. A Tennessee family is suing Amazon for $30 million. They say a hoverboard caused a fire that destroyed their home. A January trial date is scheduled for a man accused of tossing his infant son into a wall. Protesters in Charlotte are demanding answers. They want to know why the district attorney decided not to charge the police officer who shot and killed Keith Lamont Scott. Nick Valencia reports from Charlotte.